morning, everyone, and welcome to a dreary old 4th of October. As you can see, we're not in the shed today. We're in the car. We've got the trailer on the back, and we're off on what will be an absolutely epic journey to pick up locomotive number 2, Bumble. That's right, the Chipperton Tramway is now the proud owner of a 7¼ inch gauge, fully electric powered scale model of a track inspection car or section car, trolley, quad. Goes by a million different names, but these were the little carts that were usually powered by a 2-stroke engine and used by the track maintenance teams to go out to their different work sites along the track. And we found one on the Mini Train Systems marketplace that we really loved. The Commissioner of Railways, Lady Commissioner of Railways, really loves these things. She thinks they're kind of cute, so it wasn't hard to talk her into it. So we now off to go and pick it up. So over the next 3 or 4 days, we're going to head from the York Peninsula, where the Chipperton Tramway is located, right across to Maitland in New South Wales. Pick up this little track inspection car and bring her on back to her new home at the Chipperton Tramway Company. So looking forward to it. We'll stop and look at a few things on the way. We've got to pick up my brother in Peterborough on the way through. So that'll be exciting. He's excited to come along with us. So yeah, come along and pick up locomotive number 2, Bumble. Welcome to Peterborough, my hometown. Born and bred here, and I lived here for full-time till I was about 18, and then I went to uni, but I was back every weekend. And then once I started teaching, I moved away permanently. But it still is my hometown. It always will be my hometown. And it was great growing up here, particularly as a rail fan, because Peterborough was a railway town, and even though it had started to peter out by the time I was born, there was still trains coming through every day. We had the Steamtown Preservation Society, who used to run steam trips up through to Orelia, which is about 57 kilometres north of here. We're just coming past the Steamtown Heritage Rail Centre, which is what the Preservation Society became after they stopped running trains in 2001. And I spent about 10 years volunteering there from when I was about 12. So Peterborough certainly gave me my foundation in my love of trains. Excitingly, there is a new club here called the Peterborough Miniature Railway Association, I believe it is, and they're getting set up just opposite where Steamtown is, and they're going to be building a dual gauge, that's 5-inch and 7¼ inch gauge railway there. So I'm really excited to see that. Already it's looking really interesting with a couple of bridges and tunnels, and their track plan for their eventual layout is going to be massive. So I think they're going to be up there with one of the best railways in the state if they can pull it off. So to Ray and his team, good luck, and I look forward to hopefully bringing Bumble back here when you guys open up for the paying public. So yeah, all right, it is time to unload a heap of stuff at Mum and Dad's and pick up my brother, and then onward to Broken Hill. My brother Hayden is 6 years younger than me, so naturally I've always been a little bit protective of him, but even more so when he was diagnosed with autism from a young age. Hayden is just as passionate about trains and railways as what I am, so as soon as I had my driver's licence, we were off on adventures together to check out different railways, museums and events around the state. Good afternoon, everyone. We have left Peterborough about 10 minutes ago. We're now on the Barrier Highway, headed straight for Broken Hill, and we've picked up an extra passenger. Say g'day, Hayden.
G'day.
So this is my brother Hayden. He is, I'm going to call you a locomotive inspector of the Chipperton Tramway, because it's his job to come in and check them all out and make sure that they're okay. So he's coming with us to get Bumble. We have got about another, 2 o'clock now, so we're probably looking at another 3 or so hours of driving before we get to Broken Hill tonight, where we will try and find some sort of accommodation. Fingers crossed we can find something. But yeah, are you excited, Hayden?
Definitely.
Definitely. I love the enthusiasm. All right, the utes a bit lighter. We've got rid of all the extra stuff that I needed to drop off to Mum and Dad, so let's hit the road.
Let's do it.
Woohoo! G'day guys, checking in again. We've just pulled up at Manor Hill, which has a great, beautiful old railway station here, which is actually very important to Hayden and I, because our grandfather was a painter in the South Australian Railways, based at Peterborough, and he painted bridges and stations all over the Peterborough division, but a lot of the time he spent here on the Peterborough to Broken Hill line, and he often talked about this station as a really tricky station, as it has the little point in the centre of the veranda there that he always said it was really tricky to get to. So he was always quite proud of saying that he painted the Manor Hill railway station on numerous occasions, and we've got a great photo of him just before he died, standing here at Manor Hill. So Hayden and I haven't actually been here before, so it's great to come out and check out this station. We've also been across the road to the Manor Hill Hotel and said g'day to Di, who South Australian Rail fans have probably seen a lot of. She's the resident Facebook reporter for train movements going through Manor Hill, and she's also got a great collection of railway memorabilia in her pub. So definitely, if you come through Manor Hill, make sure you stop in and say g'day to Di and have a look at her collection, because it's quite an impressive little collection. Anyway, better hit the road, I reckon. What do you think?
I think so.
Yeah, we'll head on into Broken Hill, see what else we can find on the way. See you shortly. Everybody, we have a problem, don't we, Hayden?
We do.
You see, I was just winging it, and I was like, Broken Hill's a big city. We'll get up there and there'll be somewhere that's got a vacancy and we can book in there and we'll just camp the night there. No worries. How wrong was I? Oh my God. We have literally spent the last 2 hours driving around Broken Hill, checking in at every hotel, motel, caravan park, people's backyards, whatever, and legitimately everywhere is booked out tonight. So we can't stay here. So the new plan is for us to keep driving. I'm feeling really good at the moment. Not tired or anything like that, so I'm quite happy to keep going, so there's no issue there. So I guess the plan is now we'll just keep driving until I've had enough, and then I will find some sort of rest stop along the way, and we'll pull over in there and have a kip. So I should also point out that I've rung ahead to the next few towns and they're also booked out. So yeah, poor planning on my part. I won't do that again. Tomorrow morning, wherever we wake up, I will have a look at the maps and see where we are and where we're likely to end up, and I will book ahead to wherever we would like to stay tomorrow night. So that's tomorrow's problem. For now, we shall just keep driving. So yeah, enjoy your comfy living rooms while we drive into outback New South Wales through the night. Here we go, dude.
Yep.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, guys.
We since we last spoke, we had a little bit more luck go our way. We got about 74 k's out of Broken Hill and ran into this little truck stop called Little Topar. Little Topar. And so we pulled in there on the off chance that they might have something there in the way of accommodation, and they did. It wasn't. They said, "Oh, look, sorry, we haven't got the beds made up." I'm like, "That's fine. We'll wait. It's all good. We're just happy to have a bed for the night." So we ended up having to only do an extra hour or so on the road before pulling up stumps for the night. So that was really good. And I slept pretty well. How'd you sleep?
We slept pretty well.
That's good. So we're all refreshed and we're ready for a really big day today. So we're trying to make a place called, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but I think it's called Merriwa.
Yeah.
And so Merriwa is around about 10, 11 hours drive from Little Topar. So it's going to be a big day of driving. But if we can get to Merriwa today, that'll mean that we're only about 2 hours out of Maitland, or a little bit less than that. So we'll be able to pick Bumble up early tomorrow morning. So fingers crossed, we have an uneventful day. There's still a bit of rain around, and there's a few emergency warnings for New South Wales in relation to floods. So we will try and avoid all of them. And yeah, should be a good day of driving. What do you think?
It should be fantastic driving.
Fantastic. All right, let's do it. See you guys. Oh my God, there is more drama on this trip than what there is on home and away. So it's become a little bit more than a puddle at the moment, as you can see over my head. So we got to Cobar and the bloke in the survey said, "Are you going through Nyngan?" And we said, "Yeah, we're going through Nyngan." He said, "Well, you better hightail it before the water goes over the bridge, otherwise you'll never get through." So we did, and kept our fingers crossed, and as you can see behind me, we've just managed to get in town before the water goes over the bridge. So all good. We shall continue, and hopefully we're through the worst of it. We're about 5 minutes away from arriving at Merriwa, which is fantastic because that's where I was hoping in a best case scenario that we would end up at Merriwa tonight, and we have, so that's awesome. Means that we've only got 2 hours drive tomorrow to get to Maitland, where we will get to meet Bumble for the very first time. How exciting is that?
Very.
Today has been a really awesome drive. Yes, we got a bit nervous about floodwaters and that sort of stuff, but it all worked out in the end, which was great. But how amazing is this country though, in that we started today in outback New South Wales. We went through these massive floodwaters that were very quickly rising, and now we're here in the hills, which I believe is the Great Dividing Range. So the way the scenery has changed over the course of the last, we've been on the road pretty much for 11 hours now. It's just absolutely amazing. So lots of fun, great to see a couple of trains by the tracks as we went along. Fingers crossed we can continue having these amazing days. So hopefully the worst of the rain is behind us, and easy drive home tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hey? All right, we'll see you then, guys. We are here finally after a couple of days driving. We've got the speeder here, and I'm here with the builder Ray. How are you, Ray? Are you doing well?
Very well.
That's
very
good.
well.
This is a great little unit you've got here. Tell us what inspired you to build it.
Well, my inspiration on this, Ben, was basically something that I could ride myself. That would be easy to transport, easy to use, and I could use it either at my home track or take it away to other places, and I can fit it in basically into the back of my small SUV. And I like things that are a little unusual. I like quirky, so I didn't want to go for just a standard 5-inch loco with a riding car. I thought, no, let's do something just slightly different.
Yeah, nice. How long did it take you to build?
Overall, it probably took me about 18 months.
Yeah.
But it was one of those, like everybody has, a COVID project.
Yeah.
And so there wasn't any great rush because I couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So I just, I'm retired, so it was fine. I just leave it away in my garage and got things done as I could.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I'm certainly looking forward to getting the time to my club track and having a bit of a play. Thank you very much. I promise I'll look after it.
Please do. Thanks a lot. Enjoy.
you.
Thank you.
G'day everyone. We are now on our way back to South Australia. Bumble's on the back. He's all good. We are, looking forward to getting back there. Say, how good was Ray? What a top bloke, hey?
Yeah.
Really nice guy, and you can tell that he's put a lot of effort into Bumble. I'm looking forward to being able to get her home and have a bit of a play myself. She looks like a really, really quality unit. So thank you, Ray, and homeward bound. Let's do it.
Yeah.
G'day everyone, we've made it back to Nyngan. Another long day of driving, but we're nearly there. We just stopped here for tea, and then we've got about another hour and a half to get down to Cobar tonight, where we'll be staying. We've already booked into the hotel there. Interestingly, we didn't come through the main street of Nyngan on the way out to Maitland, so on the way home I decided we'd come through here, and I'm glad we did, because we found this giant helicopter on a stick. The story goes that this helicopter was actually involved in the Vietnam War originally. But the reason why it's here in Nyngan is because in 1990, the the Bogan River, which we saw flowing really well the other day, it actually burst its banks and flooded the whole town, and they had to evacuate the entire town of Ningham using army helicopters just like this one. So an amazing story that is very relatable at the moment, given how full that river was yesterday when we came through. Anyway, on to Cobar. That'll finish off today's driving, and then we've got one more day of driving to get us back to Peterborough in South Australia. G'day guys, we are on our final day on the road today. We made it into Cobar last night about 8 o'clock, 8:30, something like that. And then up early this morning so that we could get to Broken Hill in time to actually check out a few of the things around here. Because as you know, last time we were in Broken Hill wasn't so great. So got here nice and early, got here about lunchtime, had some lunch. And now we're going to go inside the Sulphide Street Railway Museum, which has a great collection of not only railway history but also the town history of Broken Hill. I'm really interested in this. I love the Silverton Tramway and everything about it, which is why I use the Silverton Tramway as the inspiration for naming the Chipperton Tramway. But yeah, I reckon this should be good, so let's go check it out. Woohoo! G'day guys, we had a great time in Broken Hill. The Sulphide Street Museum was absolutely fantastic. Definitely recommend you guys check it out if you're ever in Broken Hill, even if you're not a train nut. It's got so much social history stuff in there, well worth spending an hour in there. Anyhow, we've now made it to the South Australian border once again, so we're about to cross over back into our home state, which means that it's now the first time that our Bumble will be going out of New South Wales, and the first time she'll be coming into South Australia. So, are you ready, Hados? Ready. Let's do it. And so we are back here in Peterborough. How good to be home. It's been an awesome trip. I promise Hayden hasn't ridden up on Bumble the whole way, but it's just been a wicked time, hasn't it, mate? What was your favourite part of the trip?
The favourite part of the trip is seeing the whole bridge in the early days. We saw an old car passing by. We saw monster trucks, 7 trains. We saw an Indian Pacific in Broken Hill. We went to Mainland to get Bumble. We also went back to Broken Hill to see the display of the Museum of Trains. And then we head off to see more trains on the way back to Manor Hill.
So basically what you're saying is the whole trip was your favourite?
Whole trip.
I love that. Well done. So this is where Hayden and I part company. We'll take you back to Mum and Dad's now, Hayden, and I'm going to spend a couple of nights with Mum and Dad before taking Bumble the rest of the way home to the Orr Peninsula and the Chipperton Tramway. So the video's not over yet. Up next, we're going to take Bumble down to the track at the Copper Coast Railway, my home club, and we'll give her a whirl and see how she runs on the track. Stay tuned. Ha Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe and turn on notifications so that you don't miss out any updates to the Chipperton Tramway. See you next time.